Welcome back, everybody. We're slotted in for our second best of one of the day here on EPEC as we slowly chip away. Not too many games left to see which teams will make it to Poland, but I'm joined once again by the wonderful SEO Doughty.
How you doing?
Not too bad. How you doing, Ben?
Mouth's a bit hot.
Mouth's a bit warm. Obviously,
yeah.
we had a bit of a downtime, and our mouths are on fire from the food.
And the disrespect.
And the disrespect, of course.
Yeah, of
no
course.
disrespect from them to the cultures.
No, none of that.
But something else that was on fire was these teams. Some of them more than others. Let's check out the results and see who performed the best. The longest game we had by far was aTTaX versus Euronics. That one went into overtime. It was a 19-7 win for aTTaX. Unfortunate for Euronics that were currently the top dogs in the group.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big one, obviously, because we're slightly delayed by that. And that victory does mean that aTTaX finally, helped get themselves off the bottom of the group at least. But, they're still only on 3 points right now. There is a separation at the top of the world. Like, you see the LDLC result right there. AAA were winning 14-7.
Yeah.
And they ended up losing 16-14. And at the start there, I mentioned there is a situation where they win all of their games and they still don't go through. I think they're now basically mathematically out right now, unless they manage to win that Fish 1-2-3 head-to-head, and Fish 1-3 do not get any points anywhere else. So it's a very rough situation. Obviously, we saw that Fish 1-3 game earlier on. Very one-sided affair. Seeming
likely that AAA will be out. Fish 1-2-3 did win over KPI like we saw. So let's move on now and show you what the next round of matchups is looking like. So Fish 1-2-3 will face off against Euronics. That is the second place side from the UK Premiership versus the second place team from the ESL Meisterschaft. You also have LDLC versus KPI Gaming. It's probably quite a one-sided affair to LDLC there, Ben. And then aTTaX versus AAA.
So AA versus AAA. What's your battery preference?
It depends. Obviously, it doesn't really come down to what size they are, Ben. It's what you do with it.
Of course.
That's the thing about batteries.
Yeah.
And, Duracell batteries have twice the power, Ben. Other brands of battery are available.
Yeah.
Of course.
I can't name any other brands of battery, I think about it. But
that's where Duracell win on the marketing.
Yeah. Yeah, they do have quite a big marketing control, I think it's fair to say.
Maybe that's what we need is the HP by Omen batteries. That would be the
that would be an interesting
the next step.
Next plug.
Yeah.
If possible.
They'll be bridging the gap of batteries.
Yeah.
So other than batteries, let's see how this game is going to go down. If there'll be some assault and battery of the two sides that are facing off. AAA versus AA. What are you thinking?
Well, the map is the Nuke. And in old days, we would consider that to be quite a French-favoured map. It was typically touted as potentially like France, that sort of thing. Yeah. And you can see how close that was to actually being overpass as well. It was literally just the one difference, technically, in terms of preference, right? Yeah,
it's very close. So
using this format, this is a very even map for both sides. However, I feel like aTTaX, they've just come off an overtime win. That's a lot of momentum, and they know we need to win out. And AAA, they're probably feeling a bit defeated at this point. And after that, 14-7 to a 16-14 loss, your morale is probably an all-time low.
And they're going to slow down a little bit in terms of feeling warm as well, because their game was, about half an hour ago now? Probably around there?
Ago.
So they've had some time to actually, on the flip side, right, it's have they had time to cool off? Do they feel a bit better going back into it? But they're also going to realise that their running the tournament is basically over. It's almost set in stone. They're not going to make it out of the groups.
If Fish wouldn't pick up one more point, they're out.
Yeah. So
it's a bit of a rough one. I mean, at the end of the day, you want to be winning just to show we're capable of this at least.
Yeah. See, you can still come back into it. But
yeah.
aTTaX definitely looking like the stronger side. They did just win in overtime. We are ready to see if they can win once again as we get into our second round of best of ones for the day. After this, we'll have one more round up, and then we'll have the teams that are going to Poznan set in stone. Benjamin.
Right, so hopefully some more good stuff from Metal. I mean, we saw him yesterday. He was playing phenomenally, really. And I mean, he started straight off again.
Well, there you go. Straight off the bat.
That's a surprising entry he was to get as well, considering he's clearly playing the decoy, at least in this strat, while his team rush outside. It looks like it's going to be fast A cruncher.
It just looks effortless as well, as he found that first kill. Ooh, the trade comes around. Stefan with just the initial frag before Nuke is able to beat down on the Keto from the back of the site, eliminates Wayne G. But it's all on console now. The Danish man. Can he somehow demolish and win against AAA, or is he going to fall short? Nice use of the flashbang.
The decoy.
Oh, it's the fake. The fake flash. They baited him in, Ben.
It's very rare you see a decoy actually get used properly like that. And
that was nice.
There it is.
That was smooth, the old fake flash.
Yeah. If somebody's quick enough, they can see the color of the grenade coming in.
Yeah.
So the decoy slightly got a red tint on it. Obviously, if you're seeing that come in at the last second like that, you're probably going to turn just out of instinct.
Just think it's the flash. You're like, yep.
And unfortunately for him, Metal was right there and got the kill.
That was actually smooth. I haven't really seen that over like all these years.
Yeah, I mean, when decoys first got introduced, or at least thought of, back, what was it, March 2011 or something ridiculous, when they were getting that CSGO beta, there's like the Seattle invite where all the old CSS players, 1.6 players,
they went down and played.
Decoy got mentioned, and everybody was like, well, that sounds pretty cool, actually. Fake rushes, like, you know, all that sort of stuff. And everybody kind of buys it now just to make sure they get $0.
Yeah, it's one of those more just like, I got extra cash, I might as well buy it.
Yeah.
It's not really used for anything.
Used in that same way you'd think it would.
The only thing that did get switched
fake flashes would be good.
Was the
not showing up on radar.
The radar, they changed that obviously when Panorama came out. So that's the one change decoys have ever had.
Which is something they should have done a long time ago, because decoys, they've got quite a big range of possible use. It's just we always see people when piss run, you buy Kevlar, you're like, oh, I can buy this as well, I might as well do it. Whereas that use right there, really, really good. And this round has been incredibly so from AAA. They're going to be walking into consoles Deagle. I can't but feel like he gets one and nothing else, if anything. And unfortunate for him, doesn't even get a single shot off. It's his head sent straight to Mars there.
Well, the B site has been taken off the back of it as well. So aTTaX struggling. The response is good from Hunden at least. One kill with a CZ, the fast adjustment, but he ran out of ammo. Amiel just a 9 HP as he will get that kill with the MP5, Ben, and makes a fair bit more money. Can upgrade to the AK as well. So aTTaX, it's just 2 boys left remaining, and they are stuck in an awkward angle. A good adjustment, though. No Nick goes down. Cyresen's the only one that's left.
Yeah, there's 2 enemies quite low here. Amiel obviously 9 HP, Kane 45. If he's able to, he'll just be hoping to get an exit, because he has full eco this round, and he is the AWP on that side, so hopefully he's able to get some money on the board, but the way they're exiting right now, he's kind of forced to make an aggressive play. He gets the first kill, and to be honest, that's probably best case scenario. It's only $100 for the kill. But at least he takes more money off that T side. Unfortunate for them, though, that it does guarantee this round will probably go in the favour of AAA unless something absolutely mental happens with those USPs. Which, on Nuke, it's actually not that crazy of a thing to say. There's quite a lot of options for stacking.
That is true. Nuke's actually been a little bit more interesting to watch in later months as well. Teams are feeling more comfortable on it once again. It isn't as just a blanket ban as it used to be. And the map's changed in a few little ways that provide more interesting CS. It's got a bit of a fresher look to it.
Yeah, this spot from Hunden, perfect spot really to try and get kills with the USP. And there it is. Keith gets one for himself, Hunden gets the other. And this is where you're thinking, you know, there's too many angles to check when you do go around that corner as a terrorist. And honestly, this round's falling apart for AAA.
Yeah, things are going wrong. All of a sudden, it's just Metal left. It's a 1 versus 4, but they're all picking up those weapons that are on the ground. He's, a bit of an awkward adjustment, but he does still get that frag. Can back off. He's not realised.
4x3, perhaps?
I think so, 4x3. He must have not been able to see Console. I'm surprised Console didn't actually start to beat on him with that USB. Questionable round from both parts here.
Yeah, still got a lot of time on the board. But Console, he's had all that time now to rotate all the way around. Right above the player if he does run out fully. And should be able to get the shots down.
He's been spotted. Console should know where he is.
Yeah. Metal's heard him jump onto that main, but I was going to say, he doesn't have much to get him out of there. It's just the HE grenade. That's 84 damage!
That's big. That's really nicely done. He's only got 30 seconds, but he is still in a position to make this round work, technically. If he pushes in, takes the fight on Hunden, the other 2 remaining players are super low, and the MP5 can shred through them. They do try and get a tag off Console, realizing that he probably shouldn't face it as the time is ticking away. He needs to be rapid about this. Molotov gets dashed out. He's got to commit on a play. He just has to run in and plant the bomb. Oh.
Cyresen's so low as well, though. He has to either plant or force the fight.
Plant or lose, basically.
The call is made, and he does win the fight. So that was technically a 1v4 right there.
And that was played nicely.
aTTaX. They
messed up, though. That's why.
Yeah. Like that is pretty much always the case in a 1v4 or anything bigger than that. There's always an incident of the CT side, typically, where they mess up in some way. So obviously there was lots of individual fights given. Console probably could have got the kill himself. He was a bit more confident. When
he got spotted towards outside by Cyrison, when he was hiding in the back of Mac or Warehouse, that's when he should have gone for the peek, because he didn't know he was there yet. He heard him stepping after that point, so it just gave the game away.
Amiel, he's committed so hard for that peak that he's taking 98 damage and hasn't really had a chance. I mean, he held that for so long. Does get the shot off, but Through the smoke, no guarantee of a kill there.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, he did get the tag down.
Console. Nearly with the trade kill. Oh, he does barely hold on to his life. The response from Metal is to get aggressive, play in the smoke with the MP5. You can actually push through it, and that gives him the audio cue to strike as well. Gets the first kill. Console's done for. Hunden outside, stops Wayne G, but no Nick's going to try and trade it. They get the early trades in favor of aTTaX, but the response is good for AAA. Kane overpowers Hunden. They've got the map control as well. They can crunch on the A site now, Ben. Surely this is around for AAA.
Did Keita not actually hear the play off the ladder? I mean, oh yeah, okay, he's looking toward, but the timing gets the kill towards A main and surely gets traded instantly. 1v2 for Sirison. Very rough situation considering you have to come up that vent. Oh, that's a very big kill. He knows where the last player is as well.
This is huge. Oh,
Kane took a lot of damage.
He's dropped off, didn't go for the drop onto the ramp.
Ooh.
The only good thing is he's at the angle, but instead, Sirison with the adjustment finds the flick up. That was very lucky with his timing there.
Yeah, I mean, the player on the rafters not seeing him come out of the vent is another thing, but then obviously landing the shots that were needed of him. So I don't know what he can really do in that situation. Obviously, it was the opponent not seeing him running into his crosshairs sometimes, I suppose. And there is an early pause that's come through. So I can't imagine that aTTaX are too bothered about this pause. It does let them talk about their buy a bit more. But AAA, the money's not great, especially considering Metal was, he won that 1v4 the round before. So that was, he's spent all of his money already thinking, oh, I thought we were going to buy. And now everybody else having to talk out the buy. It's just $3,000 as your highest after that. Very rough situation.
Not ideal at all for them. Now, AAA, they look like they struggle a little bit in the early fights here. All aTTaX have actually had very good positions on Nuke. They've been able to play it quite smartly. Good trade kills. But AAA always seem to bring it back in the later stages. Anyway, it is a 3-1. Some of the rounds they won as well were very questionable. The clutch from Metal, not things that are going to be that easily repeatable, Ben. So if they don't find their footing quickly during these rifle rounds, they could get left in the dust by aTTaX.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, that buy on the AAA side is not great. You've got smoke on every single player, that's fine. But it looks like it's going to be a set play towards A at least. 3 players through the door, 2 through hut, but looks things. Just a sudden burst. Seems very bizarre. Straight into the gunfire of Stefan. Gets 2. But the player on top of hut didn't get a single kill. Not quite good enough from the aTTaX, the defense right there. But Console, he's already behind. Can he do anything?
Let's see. Oh, they drop down. No Nick try to close the door, just toying with him. Stays alive for all this time and eventually gets the frag with the MP5 as well. Sirison wasn't able to do anything, apart from dash out a Molotov, which does kill Nick, sends him off to the Burns ward, and he can fall back and save the AWP at least.
That seems quite bizarre to actually go for the save after, the kill came through with that Molotov.
Yeah.
Well, you may as well save it. It's $600 on the CT side. And I believe Metal did hear him run away because he was in the squeaky door sort of area, but I feel like he's just going to run straight into the crossover, Sirison. He misses!
He misses the shot!
I feel like that was on him, if I'm honest.
It looked like it was. He had slow peeked out. He was double scoped. That's rough.
Yeah, I mean, thing is, based on the perspective there, as I thought Sirison would get that kill. If he got that kill, the money on that AAA side would still not be great. But unfortunately, he doesn't land that shot, and it means AAA get another buy, and aTTaX, they're forced into this really
rather than an
buy,
AWP, he now just has a scout, and that's the main point to it. Is this
Metal's so confident.
It's going to be awkward for him. Metal goes for the fast play. He is traded, however, but luckily enough, Wayne G carries on the assault. Does go down. Hunden jumping up, offering himself up as a target there. Should have heard the footsteps of the other players and possibly tried to back off, but instead did go for the fast face. Goes down because of it. There's a 3-on-2 now, Ben. Early into this round as well, a lot of aggression.
Yeah, very quick pace. I mean, Metal set it by just running straight aggressive at ramp, trying to get the first kill. Stefan, I mean, he lands all the damage to begin with, but does take a lot of damage back on the way through. And his teammate, nowhere to be seen, really. Although, because of that kill that he did get towards the back vent sort of area, the T-side are now having to rethink this whole situation. Now, 2 AKs, no smoke between them. But at the end of the day, the gunpowder is on their side at least. So if they take firefights, you should hope that they do win. But it's a very slow, methodical situation considering what position they were in. It was a 3v2. Stefan is incredibly low. But Keto, he's been holding lobby this whole time. You'll be able to hear those players on the A site. Malta comes in, so he can't stop that plant. But Stefan, he's in the vent with plenty of grenades. He can flash out for his teammate here. Throws the one. Doesn't actually get the first player. And the second one doesn't either. Very poor use of the flashbangs there from Stefan, if I'm honest. He has to save. I don't really know how he's managed to make those flashes not get any player on that A site. I guess just unfortunate lining. On the trajectory, at least.
Possibly. AAA, they will get that round. And this is scary as well, because of the knock-on effect from this. This could be a 6-1 scoreline. They can keep building that up, and AAA, they're looking good on that T side. And they're actually getting to a point where they're close to winning the half on the T side now, Ben. So a few more rounds would bolster the defense well once we get to halftime.
Yeah, this is a map where typically you do see a lot of one-side affairs, but it's typically on that CT side. So this strong start on T side is always a good thing, and Metal, he seems so aggressive. He's very confident with that MP5, considering he's only been out for like, what, 8-9 days, something like that?
So yeah, like a week and a little bit.
Yeah. But he seems very happy to take many fights with it, especially against these eco rounds. And this should be the scoreline going 6-1 as soon as they take care of these last two players. There we go. No casualties, perfectly fine. Very clean.
It was nice. Obviously only 1 kill going to the SMG, but that's not too bad considering the cash is starting to build up a little bit. Kane has 8k. Everyone else getting around that mark as they slowly start to build. Alternate attacks with the full reinvestment, but because of how close these rounds have been and there hasn't been really any dominance for alternate attacks, they can't afford the AWP. So Sirison, he's on the scout. It's just going to be up to those headshots or just body tags. That'll be the difference maker. No real full-up kills by the opening shots.
So this is the first instance we're seeing of AAA actually doing those outside smokes. Metal again. He keeps taking that fight, doesn't he? And obviously the trades do come through across the map. And this time Keto is actually able to get a kill from on top of her. Follows up with a third actually and gets the round done with very quickly. So following that very quick push from Metal at ramp, his entire team then think, well, he didn't get that kill, so we have to do something quick as well just to try and take advantage. And it falls short pretty quickly, in fact.
Maybe hoping they would cut off the rotate as well, because we've seen that push towards ramp a few times. Maybe they assumed it would all, attacks could fall for it being a ramp push, but it wasn't. Should we play towards A site? Keto waking up. Though,
Metal, if he had an AK in that fight, he probably wins it.
Oh yeah.
Because that was just the case, the MP5, inaccuracy, I guess, just from the spray. If he has an AK, he wins that fight against Console, and who knows what the that round would play out.
Because that would have forced the rotate. They could have caught him off guard.
There's a player at secret here already, though. Can he actually get anything on Sirison? Whoa.
That was messy.
Yeah, you got to think he gets at least 2 of them. He did have to drop on the player as well. Stefan, are they going to go through the smoke? That doesn't look like it. He has halted that push. 4v4. A bit of damage done to Wayne G in this round, but nothing too crazy.
It's 4-on-4. A minute on the clock, basically, at this point, as they are getting themselves ready. They transfer Molotovs to each side, and they're denied. Trying to burn off as much time as possible there.
Yeah, you can see AAA clearly trying to get some information done towards that lower part of the site, and Metal doesn't quite win that fight either. I thought he'd have an advantage there. And Keto, he's still on this site, taking every fight he can, and Hunden clears it up with a 3-round spray down. aTTaX finally getting grips in this game by looks of things.
Yeah, 3-6, so 3-round difference between them. Because they're actually winning commanding rounds back-to-back, they're building that economy and they are stopping AAA from being able to afford these 4 buys. So now the call has been made to go for a bit of a deco, it seems. 2 Deagles, 2 CZs. Amior just going to be sticking to the Glock. In terms of the utility, it's, well, 3 players going for the armor as well. 1 smoke, 2 flashes. Could just be a fast outside take, Ben.
It's actually fast towards main here. I mean, Stefan, he got tagged from that door peek. And Sirison with the AWP finally gets influence. He sees a player going towards main. Stefan has to turn around and get him. And thankfully, he's bailed out by Keto there. But Amior, trying to get that peek on Sirison, but he doesn't quite get the opportunity to do so. Just the 2 Deagles left. Metal did have some influence early in the round, but Sirison's cleaned up that outside take. And Metal at this point is just hoping he gets given a free kill, but Stefan doesn't look like he's going to give him anything.
Both of them just staring through the hole in the door. No one wants to make the first mistake. A minute on the clock, so he has a ton of time, but he doesn't really have any chance of finding much into this one. If he goes through the door, he will just be spammed into the hitbox as well. It's an easy angle to hit the head from that elevated position. No one's pushing him. They're not risking it.
Yeah, there's no need for them to make any pushes here. You can see the money on that CT side. It's not fantastic. They would appreciate having a clean round. And there we go. They get the kill done. Means they can all just rebuy the grenades that they did use that round. And it does mean they get a guaranteed buy on next one if they were to lose. So AAA now go for their buy. I don't think there'll be an open play. Amur, he'd have to go glass cannon if he wants it. Doesn't go for it. So we might see another instance of those outside smokes that we saw a couple of rounds ago. Because that did successfully go their way. It was only the one kill Sirison got. And he is AWPing outside now. So there we go. The smoke's coming through. And Sirison, he's AWPing from all the way under heaven, essentially, right now. So I don't think... I mean, one of the smokes is missed. Unless they've decided to just put the 2 in. And Metal's still taking these fights towards ramp. Console's decided, yeah, I'm not going to take that fight. I'm off.
Oh, Sirison finds the first. Does kill Amur. He's allowed to reposition.
And Console's going aggressive again at ramp as well.
Console.
He didn't see the player.
Could do a ton of damage, but Metal, the backstab potential is so important, Ben.
Console has no idea. Metal, it's just a matter of time, really, until he actually gets the kill here. So consider that this kill is probably a given right now, assuming the timing doesn't go absolutely wild against Metal. It all depends what can actually be done across the map. Metal gets that kill finally at ramp.
Smooth, the extension
But Sirison trades it instantly. Nuke in a position where he shouldn't really be traded there.
Now it gets a little bit more awkward as well. 40 seconds on the clock. Hunden in a position to deny the push to the A bomb site, but they have got that ramp control. That is going to be the pivotal point. As they do fall back, the trio will go down ramp and take the B site control. But it's a 4-man retake for alternate attacks if they are able to get the bomb down, Ben. And Stefan is in close by.
That smoke's not really covered those doors, if I'm honest. There's a big gap on that side. But it does mean they can plant in the smoke instead. So Stefan does peek. Sees one of the players, takes him down. They've actually got the bomb down as well. Kane 1v4 now. Honestly, in this position, you'd have to do something absolutely crazy to win the round, and Stefan takes the 3rd kill too. Very easy for them, really.
Yeah.
He was essentially the only player that took part in that post plant.
The only one that tried to do anything there. The rest of the squad taking firefights, but they couldn't complement each other. He was still mid-bomb plant. You had one on the elevated angle, peeked down. The other one playing close, couldn't really help. And what was quite a stark lead for AAA has now almost become an equalised scoreline. They nearly reached 6-6, Ben. And alternate attack's going to look to try and take the lead at the half. AAA, they will reinvest though. No op, just the AKs. Amur and a Galil. Lowest amount of utility we've seen them be able to afford as well this entire matchup.
For sure, and it looks like they're going to be shooting silo one of the few times this game, and Metal, he seems so dedicated towards ramp, doesn't he? It's the same thing as what he was doing on Apartments in Inferno.
Always wants to take that first fight.
It seems like a generic split and pick right now. The one player go over silo, nothing to support, and gets taken down. No trade possibility whatsoever. And Metal, it looks like he's going to get the drop again on Console. If he does go around that just close corner, unless Console lands a crazy flick shot, there should be another free kill. You can clearly see he's called his team. I'm already up in this corner right here at ramp. Don't peek though. Metal needs to make the play, otherwise Nuke might be taken down.
What?
That's a free... I'm so confused. Clearly, I'm going to guess that Metal wasn't communicating much towards his team there. And Sirison gets another kill as well, so 3v5. Nuke is 7 HP. It's a horrible situation.
Yeah, this round's gone from bad to worse as it's carried on. And very weird play, but they are going to push down ramp now and try and go for the play on the B-bomb site. That's their real last attempt. It's 40 seconds is all that's left, and Console, hungry for the frags, finds the first man that was weak. The tag onto the second, couldn't quite get it. And now they're going to expand, Ben. This still massively favours alternate. Stefan does get tagged, but Stefan with the clutch. The double kill for him. 6-6, it's tied up. On attacks, in reality, should start to edge out ahead here now.
Yeah, it looks like AAA have just kind of lost that flair. Like they got that early lead going, and then suddenly can't get anything going really on that T side. Like Metal keeps getting, I'd say he's been getting ramp control pretty much every round. but for some reason, not really communicating with his team that, you know, where the player could be, what you should do when they get there. It's all well and good getting the control, but you need to relay that information to your team. Ooh. That's a lot of damage taken from Stefan right there.
That's unfortunate as well. Could have been the timer with a flashbang, but was slightly too far behind. Fell in front of him, blinded him. Sirison is the one doing all the damage though. Taking the picks with the AWPs, fighting them. Good combat towards outside. There has been a player triple his way through though. That is Emure. It's going to take a long time for him to get anything really from this, as all of his teammates are dying. A couple little confidence frags towards the end of the round maybe, but that would be about it.
Definitely. I mean, he does have armor, so that's why he's kind of slow with what he wants to do. But no matter what here, his route, he has to make noise. He either has to open the door, go through the vent and break one of them. It looks like he's going to go for that door play. He needs his teammate on upper to either open the door or make noise at the same time.
Yeah, they're going to do it.
3, 2, 1. They open the door at the same time, both sides.
That was smooth.
It's kind of the only way to get him to be able to do anything. Like, he'll sneak towards ramp, but Console, how quick is he on reactions here on this peak? Doesn't seem at all.
No.
In fact.
Unable to. Goes down, kills him, picks up the gun. So they are into a 2 versus 3, but Sirison with the angle, that's an easy frag. No Nuke.
Needed peak.
He can recover the M4, Ben. He's on the site, but even then, it's another 1 versus 3 on the B site. Stefan has been flawless in combating this time in, time out. Only difference is he's quite low. He's on 14 HP. Didn't want to make any mistakes, doesn't push in. Sirison also now dead as he's carrying it on. He's got a good angle, tries to switch out to the AWP. Will grab the weapon. Sirison is so low, finds the follow-up frag. Stefan playing behind the site. No Nick, can he get the shot off? Knows he's there. Doesn't know how low he is. Facing that left side. If he peeks him, he's got to land it, and he will. AAA, they win that round. Nice teamwork between Emure and No Nick there in the late round. A round that seemed like it was dead in the water, but they kept it going and showed they had a pulse.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to doubt Sirison's method, at least in that post plant. He was just kind of running at him with the CZ. Very much trying to just force the issue when... You know, clearly the last 6 rounds have given him a lot of confidence, thinking, yeah, we're winning this game now. And, you know, the scoreline, it's not quite feeling like those last 6 rounds. It's 7-6. They're not winning the game even. But then again, No Nick did all that was needed in that 1v3. Huge round for them to win. And it looks like it's going to be a bit more of a methodical outside take this time. The smokes aren't covering all the way. That should be a free kill.
Oh.
But he doesn't land it.
Oh, this is awkward.
And the flash just gets him right at the end as well.
Gets overpowered by the AWP of Emure. That's a kick. Right in the teeth. 6-7 and just defeat for aTTaX currently, Ben.
You got to feel like he gets that first kill, and that might change the situation completely. Just through confidence as well. He just kept on holding it, thinking, I need to land the shot. If there's another chance, I need to.
Yeah.
Again, forcing the issue when it just, it wasn't needed. And Console gets taken up by Wayne G as well. Very rough round 3v5. CT defense. A lot of holes in it right now. And AAA waiting for that lurk from heaven. Kane is in there. But he gets taken down somehow. I mean, that's a crazy kill from Scout Hunt, and he's burning in the Molotov. Oh. And Stefan, he's kind of forced to make the same play, and No Nick takes him down as well.
1 HP, No Nick survives on, but AAA get that round. 8-6. This could easily be a 9-6 scoreline now, as aTTaX will pump all the funds they have back into it, but it's still not going to be easy for him, Ben. In terms of the buy, it might be a little bit rough around the edges as well. 2 SMGs that come out, 2 kits, 1 player without armor, and that's Sirison on the glass cannon AWP. This could be a 9-6 here.
Looks like I'm going to change it up a bit with a bit more aggression here. AAA going for a fast upper take, and Stefan deals with the 2 door players. And Kito's not even has to do much. He's got his MP5 ready. And he finally gets influence. Should get the free kill, but does get traded. 2v3 into 2v4. Emure lands another one. 1v2. Just the 2 players left. Sirison, you mentioned no AWP. Has an AWP, but no Kevlar. And he actually does have the bomb here, so still a lot of time to play with.
Yeah, that whole confrontation was in the first few opening moments of the round, so Emure is in a spot to potentially pick this one up. The tag he received wasn't too bad, only about 20 damage taken off him, so still fightable, still livable. Works his way back over. Sirison has gone down towards the B site. Console takes damage as well. Finds that kill onto him. Chucks the Molotov down. This could go well for him, Ben. It's a one-on-one now.
And Sirison, he doesn't have armor on that M4. It doesn't matter with the open play, technically. But on his side, you at least think he needs to have the open in his hand, and he doesn't. Emil gets the 4K to end the half strongly for AAA. That's 2 clutches in the last 3 rounds going in AAA's favour. Clutches that they probably should never have had a chance in.
The majority of rounds they won were pretty impactful clutches.
Yeah, Metal 1v4 earlier on in the game. Nuke was the end, he had a 1v3.
Yep.
And Emil, that was pretty much a 1v3 as well. So you got to be thinking on aTTaX's side, just not much composure there as a team as well. It's not like it's a 1v1, 1v2. You know, there's multiple numbers in those situations. You've got to be winning those.
Just getting overwhelmed in the clutch rounds. The composure definitely goes out the window. The AAA looking better than the AA right now. Definitely more energy, but will they last as long, Ben? As we get into the second half, these sides need to be able to keep themselves energized.
Of course.
Of course. Maybe aTTaX need to recharge their batteries.
Potentially. I mean, they just came out of that overtime game, didn't they? Didn't have time to recharge their batteries.
Nice. They're on about half. Did you know some batteries? You can press a button on the battery and it'll show you how much power is left.
And there's actually a thing with actually dropping them on the floor, I think, where if there's much of a bounce. Yeah.
As you can see how energized they are.
Yeah. And just based on the weight of them, which is kind of weird to think about.
They're heavier,
there is a difference in weight.
So when you're traveling, make sure to run all your batteries down so that you get an extra few kilos of weight. Yeah. Bounce them all the way. Well, we are ready to carry on with the second half now between these two sides. We're going to be jumping back in. Alternate aTTaX versus AAA. aTTaX are on the T side. AAA will be on the CT side now, Ben. Kitboy will be Metal, interestingly enough. Metal.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I was looking through his stats on HLTV and stuff, and he normally isn't much of a star player. He's normally a bit more sporty, and it does make sense with some of the buys we've seen from him. But this tournament so far, he's been phenomenal.
Yeah. Nuke in position towards ramp, and he is about to be overwhelmed. They're going to sprint in and try and go for a burst style play. Spots the contact, realizes there's a lot of them, but that dink is absolutely delicious. He's got to fall back, Ben.
It looks like they smell the blood. They're chasing him all the way into the lower side. Surely he doesn't get anything. It's a lot of damage down to console, but that should be the plant on the lower side, and this is a retake, 4v5 on the lower bomb site of all places.
Yep, this will be an awkward one. Very, very slow time to kill there from Stefan and Kito, and Wayne G really just bombarding them, beating them down with that USP. Hunden and Console, the only two that are left. Console is low as well from the firefight he early had, as he just hides in dark spot. Doesn't want to be detected. Hunden back off the ramp, running away. Aimyor hits him with a flick. And it's all up to Console now. A 1v2. They're going to try and fight it. Wayne G will win it. Amazing free K coming out from him. They just have enough time as well. They're going to jump on. Aimyor does have the kit. He's just going to hold it. They've got it.
Yeah, I was going to say, quite unfortunate for Hunden that Metal died towards ramp and he had the kit. So they were just chasing up ramp anyway just to get the kit.
Yeah.
And Hunden, really unfortunate positioning from him. Does get put in a bit of a pickle there. Forced to fight. Doesn't quite take the fight either. He's more running than anything.
He's been cucumbered.
Cucumbered. Put straight into a burger.
Exactly. Well, 10-6. And the force up from Alternate is going to be a Mach 10 on Console. The rest of them just with a CZs and a Deagle there over on Stefan.
And that Mach 10 is gone. Very, very quickly. Very unfortunate. I mean, Kane? That's an interesting method, I guess. Why not try it? And Metal's very confident with his MP5. Does a lot of damage to Hunden, but he did get that kill earlier on, so it doesn't really matter too much. Well, these MP5s, they're doing quite well, to be fair.
They're looking good.
There's only 14 bullets in there. Does need to reload at some point. Still only a 2v3 though, it's not out of the water just yet. They've got 2 Molotovs to play with as well. So if they really want to force the punt, they can technically zone off some of the areas, like the vent rotate. But will we run out?
14 bullets.
I'm going to say Nuke was just on the rafters. He was waiting for any kind of peek. And that makes it so much more difficult for Kito here. There should be a rotate coming from his teammates too. And now he's making all this noise in the vent. Does have the bomb, but went straight into Wayne G. 11-6, and that means it will be an eco run from aTTaX now. It's not looking good for them.
Not at all, Ben. AAA going to take this one very, very easily. And they're looking to try crush this down now, really. Alternate attacks, no bomb plant, struggling to really get too much going for them. AAA. Should be a 12-6 scoreline. They can keep adding to that. Going to be a hard-fought fight. What have aTTaX got up their sleeves, though? What is the call into this round? Lots of aggression towards outside. Hunden going to be doing a little bit of hardcore parkour as he makes his play around, but his head is gone.
Just right on the headshot angle right there for Emil to take it right off. Does take a lot of damage from those Glocks, though. Gets the 1 kill, and surely they're thinking the player's low. Trying to take the fight, but Sirison... Kane had an M4 in heaven, and he's just lost to 2 Glocks.
Not ideal.
That's... I mean, it kind of says what kind of game he's been having, I suppose. 7 kills, 15 deaths. Not going too well for him. But you do have those games sometimes. I mean, consoles are having the same on the opposite side. 6 to 15. But that just sums it up for you. Just like, what can I even do?
Yeah, like what can I fix here at this point? Because it's not looking great for them.
Ooh.
Okay, goodbye, Metal. Always so aggressive.
Yeah, he's always looking for a fight, isn't he?
Yeah. He's like someone at Weatherspoons after 4 pints.
Yeah. Hate to see that.
It's not what you want.
Very slow around, though. I mean, they got that early kill. And then AAA, they're looking to try and force the issue, and they do. Keto, that flash was perfect right there. And Wayne G pushed out at the same time as this. It's working beautifully for AAA right now. They've lost that play early on. They know we need to make some sort of creative play here. They do that flash push at ramp, and then they push out as well. That's going really well. Emil gets that tag down even onto console. 3v4 now, and it really isn't looking great for aTTaX.
Ooh. Gets a bit worse for AAA though, Kane. He goes down. Hunden trying to bring it back, Ben. Alternate attacks. They are quite far down and out. And this round's mega important as well. They need to be able to pick it up, and it's not looking too fantastic from the early round. Late into it though. 35 seconds left. Sirison gets the adjustment. Finds that kill on Emil. And it's just Wayne G and Nuke that are left, but they're spread miles apart. They're nowhere near each other. They can't complement each other. Hunden gets into the bomb site. He's going to drop that bomb down. But they don't know where Wayne G is. Wayne G with the fast attack through the door. The Ferrari peak as he hits the first man and wins that one. And now they can link up as well. Nuke, he's rotated over. Doesn't have the best weapon. It's just the MP9. But he is going to go in either way. Just charges through. They're tagging up Konso. He's so low. They just need to pre-fire him on the cross. And it's left in the 1v1. Nuke switches out, adjusts from the MP5. Didn't know that Hunden was there. Hunden gets the 3rd and final kill. Saves the AWP. And a 7th round goes to the bank of alternate attacks.
Very, very good clutch there from Hunden. He did get the first kill from Heaven, so it was perfectly fine in the 1v1, but he peeked out early as anything. And Nuke, he was just planning to tap the bomb, then look up. Didn't have the time to do that. So a good round on the board for aTTaX. It was looking a bit dodgy for them, to be honest. But they need to build more than that. There's still one more gun round from AAA right here. And it is a pretty solid gun round as well. A lot of grenades on the board. And Emil now has an AWP instead of that scout. Simply waiting for Hunden to give that peek. That flash should get him fully there. So Hunden did spot the head. And Emil kind of has to pull back. There's no point in him sticking around at this rate. Ooh.
Oh no. Emil gets that
timing.
kill.
That timing was absolutely crazy. Sirison just turning and leave himself vulnerable to that one angle.
It's a good pick for AAA though. And now they can build from this as well. Going to blow the doors off. Like a little bit of a late call there. You could just see Metal retreating towards the vent. Nuke, tons of info, but no real damage done. Or has he slowed down the push? And they can now extend round as well. Amir is there with the AWP, gets the first kill. They give him a little bit more time to retreat, but he couldn't rechamber that AWP. So he does go down to Hunden. And they're in the elevated angle now. Cheeky little flash, going to give him the moment to attack. He tries to hold in the close position, but they're winning the majority of the firefights. Hunden drops the bomb down with the backstab, and the support of Metal is all that this round has left resting on its shoulders as the bomb has been planted, Ben. It's a 2 versus 2 retake. All of the utility being chucked out, but it's not doing much. The flashes are missing. Metal just look confused. Nuke has been slain, and that is another round on the trot for alternate attacks.
And that's actually another 3k from Hunden. Again, he's been the major influence maker on this T side so far. 3 kills there, 3 kills the round before. And it seems to be key that he gets actually onto the rafters and takes advantage of it. I mean, the defense. I mean, Emil did get the kill when he did rotate towards that under heaven sort of area. But frankly, there was no movement from his teammates.
It just looks a bit lost. Running around like headless chickens, Ben, on the side of AAA rather. The AAA side's looking good. Oh.
Kane taking a bit of a questionable fight.
A risky one.
Flash comes out there as well. They haven't actually got a single point of damage done from that. So arguably a poor investment from the CT side right there. Wayne G Metal left alive now. I feel like it's only a matter of time until they are found out. Herndon should be able to get that kill. I think he... Ooh, the smoke's about to fade. There we go. See, he saw him on radar quite clearly there. But it was just Wayne G going to go into Sirius's crosshair any second now. There's the head, and it's gone.
Easy little kill. And that is another round picked up. Alternate attacks have got themselves to 9. AAA, they can reinvest now though. They do have the money for it. Amur had the money for the AWP, had the money for armor, but that does mean a lack of utility. Pretty much a blanket utility restriction there across the board. 3 smokes, 1 Molotov, 2 flashbangs, and a HE is everything these 5 players have to work with, Ben. That could hurt them.
Especially when Sirius's going for this quick peek. Thankfully, the Molotov was on one of the A players, and it does, you know, stop him from getting further with that pick. And Kane on this A site, not had a great game so far. And to be honest, the A site has been the point of victory for aTTaX so far as well. So that's different. We're seeing Metal actually play towards outside. So he clearly is the rotate player.
Yeah.
The one who gets to float around a bit depending on what point of the map does need an extra man. And Emil, while he's been doing a great job outside so far this game, having that extra man there as a rifler would be a big impact. But it looks like aTTaX they're close towards spawn. I think they're going to be planning to do those outside smokes late on in the round here. See them coming in there as well. So all 3 smokes were in. They've also have the secret stairs. Metal, however, is playing at the back of garage. But Kane, I feel like he needs to get at least 2 kills here. This is going to be an A split. 1 play through main, 2 through door. And then through hurt with Sirius's flashes. Kane needs to get 2.
Oh. The elevated angle. Lots of trades though, Ben. It's a 2-for-2 split in terms of the kills, leaving them 3 versus 3, but Stefan is worse for wear. And the backtrack from Siriusson! Oh. He expected it though, got the kill on Amur. And that might be the final nail in the coffin. This could be a really hard retake now at this point. He's going to go back for another shot. He knew. Siriusson, aware of the push.
No, Nick. Doesn't quite get anything going. Metal, he has to save here, right? The A hold is not strong from that AAA side. I mean, Kane, he was in a pretty good position to get a kill there. And he didn't get a single one. It was only like 20 damage as well. It wasn't good enough at all.
Just being manhandled. Metal on the 1 versus 3. If he can save, that's the best case scenario. He's just going to slide in. Listening out. He's going to go for the shot. Ooh. That's nice.
Do they actually recover that? They don't. Okay, so that was a very good save from him. But it does mean AAA, they still don't have much money to buy if they want to force around it. It's not too crazy. I mean, Nuke, like the utility is quite important, but you can get away with using SMGs. There are a lot of close angles. So they do go for that half buy. Some pistols with armor. 2 flashes on the board. If they were to win this, it wouldn't matter too much on the aTTaX side, but AAA would have a guaranteed 2 gun runs in play. It looks like they just decided to rush ramp, and the rifle doesn't even get a chance. That round was over very, very quickly.
Just went for it. Now they've got cash again, so they can try and go back to that more normal style of CS into this following round. But that was just aggression, just hoping they could bombard their way through and find something cheeky.
Looks to be the case that this is very similar to that first half, where AAA were able to get that early lead in. I think it was, what, 6 rounds on the board that they got very quickly, and it was 6-6. Yeah. And then they closed out 9-6. AAA went 12-6 up, and now we're looking at 12-11 into 12-12. Very similar case. Depends how composed are these teams in the last few rounds of the map.
Worrying bit with that is as well, though, Ben. The point we're at now, where we're so close to the end of the game, and the economies have kind of been set in stone, really, of how it's going to look. if aTTaX win this round, everyone's pretty good for cash. You're going to have the 2 lower cash players now be brought up to about 6k, Console about 5k. Everyone else will be pretty close to 12k, right? AAA are going to have no money. They could pretty much get this to around the 14, 15 mark before anything's going to start to go wrong, or AAA could start to fight back. Even if they do begin to lose rounds, they're always going to be able to rebuy towards the end of the game, pretty much. They could buy up till the end of the entire set of rounds.
And that's not a good start for it either. I mean, they had the second AWP being used at ramp, and he doesn't even get a shot off. I mean, Sirius's been winning most of these AWP duels, and Emil misses that one as well.
Let's get the flick. The adjustment on Keto. You've got to be hitting these shots. The flashbang was perfect. Metal will get the kill over on Stefan. Sirius peeks in with the 5-7, feeling confident with his pistol prowess as he will be able to pop him down. And it's just left on Wayne G and Kane. Console through the vents. Oh, an awkward shot into the chest. The gut punch will eventually work, but even then, it's just Wayne G, the man that sounds like a superstar, a rock star potentially.
Yeah, while that kill was scrappy, it did give him for ultimate attacks here, and Sirius has that angle nailed. 12 to 12. And the issue is, right, so ultimate attacks, they did get that victory over Euronics in overtime. They're currently sat on 3 points. AAA, they're on 0 right now. So if these teams were to go into overtime, I think they might just double eliminate themselves. Just by the fact that it does limit how much points they can get from this game.
Yeah, that actually could be a big point. If they force it into overtime,
if aTTaX were to lose overtime, I think they are both pretty much out.
Yeah.
So it's a very weird one. This game is tight, 12 to 12. And AAA with that half buy again. But Kane started off strongly, pushed straight into the lobby, and gets that kill onto the solo player.
It's a big confidence ball play. So he does work out well. Console, paranoid.
Did he think there was somebody there?
I don't know.
That was very peculiar.
The voices in his head starting to get to him. Shots come through though. Aim, you're going to be able to take down Hunden. It's actually a good round for the CTs, Ben.
We have seen various instances of this before though. AAA had man advantage a few times and it did come crumbling down. That could be the start of it right there. Emil getting taken up by Stefan. 3v4 now. Still no, like, they've got the 1 rifle on Kane, thankfully. But time is ticking away. aTTaX need to make a move. Right now they're just holding for a single push. Nuke holding a very peculiar angle. And Sirius gets another one towards outside. 3v3 now. As I said, they had that advantage before and it did go away. aTTaX haven't really done anything either. They've just held the same position and let them push.
AAA. It's going to be a hard-fought fight from this position. This is where losing the man advantage is really going to come back to bite them. Deagle, CZ. That is everything they have. They do have a kit. Metal. If they peek it together, Ben, surely they'll face this too. They actually have the flashbang as well, yeah. Plays anti-flash. They don't actually clear it. He gets the first kill and the tag. The backstab from Nuke. They're trying to win this round, but the 5-7's too strong. Sirius will get taken down though, but the AK of Console is supreme. Look at the time! 8 seconds! Grabs the AWP, takes the face and kills him.
That's so surprising that it took the fight. I mean, there was what, like you said, like 8 seconds? The bomb was down on the floor there as well.
He would have had to pick up the bomb.
And commit to the plant, which is a 3.5 second plant.
At most, he would have had about 5 seconds to plant that bomb.
Yeah.
And that's 1 second of leeway. So, it's not gonna, yeah.
I mean, it has worked out for him in the end, I suppose, but AAA bailed out at the last second there by the flurry of men going straight up that crow's ladder. And Keto, this is incredibly aggressive. This is the first time that AAA had 2 towards ramp now. I'm sure they heard that boost, though.
Should have done. It was a lot of jumping. It wasn't smooth at all. And they were close by.
Just waiting for that smoke, I think, to clear. And here comes the push. Keto does see that one player, and he does check straight on the boost. And Metal's forced to fight it. I mean, he's done pretty damn well there. 2 kills. And we're instantly into a 3v3, and Emil does not land that shot either. And ramp control has been absolutely achieved from them. And the plant's going straight down. 3v3 post-plant. Kits on every man as well.
Okay. Oh, the big tags, but he's so low. He's just bringing that angle with a response. Wayne G just sprints in there. I don't know what he was hoping to achieve.
Not too sure.
Very, very odd. But
now, a lot of fire.
Emil just being burnt up to a crisp, goes down. AAA. Some curious decision making.
Very, very weird from them. And now, after winning that 1 round on CT side, even though it was a half buy, their money's now, again, not looking great.
The reset comes back through. They're broken, and
The pause does come through. I imagine that's going to be AAA talking about
Surely,
that buy, right? Because Emil's already bought armor and a pistol. So he originally did have 4,300 there.
it's not an aTTaX pause, Ben.
Alternate tax. That seems to be a bit more of a... Let's calm things down a bit.
Yeah.
Because that round was quite hectic at times. It was a very quick plant, followed by a very quick flurry of players taking fights over and over again.
Well, 13-13 is all tied up. If this goes to overtime, it is not going to be beneficial for either of these two teams in terms of the group standings, because it's the Pro League rule set. So obviously you get the 2 points for an overtime win. You get 1 point for an overtime loss. So it's not great for either of the two squads, Ben.
And I can confirm. So LDLC with a victory over KPI, 16-6. So that means that LDLC would be put on to, I believe, 11 points. Fish123 also got a victory over Euronics, 16-3 on Cash, which is Euronics. I think that's their second map.
That's one of their preferred maps, yeah.
Which means Fish123 goes to 9 points, which means Euronics sat on, I believe, 7 because of that overtime loss.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think that technically eliminates both of these teams if it goes to overtime 100%. 13-13 as well. That's not a good situation to be in at all.
It's looking like it could be getting to overtime, so that's quite scary. If it does, both of these teams will be out of the runnings. Let's see how it develops then. AAA getting ready to go for a boost play. The totem pole with the hard
Never seen that
hats.
one before.
No, this is new.
It's a very peculiar one. And Nuke trying to go for a bit of a ninja play, I suppose, hoping to get somebody. But surely he doesn't get a chance here, right? They've walked in as well.
You clear behind the big box.
For sure. He's going to get contact right here from Hungary.
Yeah.
Does get the dink down, but at the end of the day, that's nothing, is it?
No. That's the thing. That angle's so common.
Yeah.
You're going to clear big box. You're not just going to let him sit there. So the site control will be taken. They do have the advantage. This is the round we expect aTTaX to win, though. AAA are the ones on the back pedal for the meantime. There's fire underneath that door. It's not what you want with doors.
No, not really. Especially in a nuclear site like this.
Yeah. You need some fire
Any
safety
kind of
doors,
fire.
don't they?
Yeah, I mean, they do keep the fire out. It's
Yeah.
just sometimes it might glitch under it.
Just a little bit under.
Just a little bit. But it's just a matter of time, isn't it? 15 seconds roughly in the bomb, I think. There were pistols bought by AAA, but they've not had a chance other than Nuke. I mean, Metal's going to run out, give a free kill to Keto, and that should be the round right there. I mean, they saved the 3 pistols, but what are you going to do with a 5.7D on a P250 at this rate?
And the cash isn't amazing. 3.5 there on Nuke. 3.2 on Kane. I mean, you can buy, but it's not really going to be a good one.
And Metal is showing that as well. He's got the M4 out, flash. And a Mag 7 comes out from Kane. We haven't seen a Mag 7 very often, actually, in the past day or so.
No.
There's been a lot of MP5s instead. So it looks like they are forcing the issue with that purchase. Yeah, so no matter what, if aTTaX were to win this in regular time, they still have a chance. But overtime, if they lose in overtime, I believe they have that head-to-head advantage over Euronics, but Euronics would have to lose in that final round as well.
Yeah. So if it goes to overtime, it's going to be very bad for both of these two teams.
Yeah, aTTaX,
Had a voice break
AAA
on the team.
rather, out 100%.
Yeah.
Even if they win out here in a regular time, they're out. But aTTaX, they have a chance. If they were to close out on regular time, they've got a very good chance. So can they do it, though? Not much, firepower left on this AAA side. 3 M4s, MP9, Mag 7. It's not great.
Look at Kane as well. So aggressive, the angle he's playing from. They are going to bombard out. Kane with one. Amior gets another frag. This bodes well for the CT side, Ben, but Hunden and Stefan are able to fight tooth and nail. They don't want to let it slip through. Stefan, good finesse on the final shot. The fade away to kill Amior. They slip in to the B-bomb site, and they can try and pick this round up still. It is not over yet, but Wayne G and Nuke, they are the retake squad. Interesting.
Here's just a 2v2. Stops the vent, I guess, if there was somebody in there. Waiting for that rotate. There is a kit actually in play from Nuke, though. And they're taking this quite slowly because they do know they have that kit. But aTTaX, they've used their utility pretty well here. Sirison, he knows he can sit close to the smoke, but it's only a matter of time.
He's so focused on the vents.
Ooh.
The smoke taking so long to fade, though. It will see a little blip on radar if he's still there in the meantime. Wayne G bounds down. Nuke gets the first kill, but now it's now or never. Surely. There's no time. It's over.
There's no time at all.
Yeah.
aTTaX get 15 rounds on the board. 4 kills from Stefan. As you mentioned, and he lived.
Wow.
You can live in that side. What?
100 HP, you can survive there.
Yeah, he went down to like, what, 13 health?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, that's good to know, I guess.
Write that one down.
Yeah, I mean, he saves that AWP. Doesn't really matter, though, because he does have 13,000 enemy, and it's potentially the last round of the game. So 15 to 13. AAA already eliminated due to other results. aTTaX hoping to stay in the tournament with this regular time victory. They do get the drop on Amy, but he's still got that tag out.
Yeah. Well, Amur is gone, slain by Siriusum with the AWP. AAA with just a few players remaining. Wayne G, Nuke, Metal, and Kane. These are the 4 men left on the CT side to decide whether or not if this is going to be an aTTaX win or if they can try and force it back and potentially push us into the overtime. It's looking like it will be a win for the T side right now, though. Take the control, slip in through Secret, and go for a big old play on the B side.
The issue is, AAA, they've got 2 MP9s in play, but neither of them are actually towards this lower part of the site. If they were here, you might be thinking they might be able to steal like 1 or 2 kills here and there. But instead, they're all towards, one towards ramp, one towards upper. And Kane, he's thinking about dropping down. Metal, second flash, fully bites him. 3v5 now, into a 2v5. That could be it right here and now.
Seems like it will be done and dusted as everyone is just being fragged. It's only Wayne G that's left. It's a 1 versus 5. It's a matter of time before he walks out and just gets killed. They're going to pepper spray him down. And there is the winner. aTTaX have found success as they lock it down here today. Ben, they saved themselves. No overtime needed, so they are still going to be with a chance to get out of the group stage and possibly be heading to Poznan.
Yeah, sure. And we're getting a closer look onto that actual.
We are.
There.
The
So
magpie.
what, is it a magpie?
I don't know. It kind of looks like Woody Woodpecker.
Yeah, I can see that.
So it could be a woodpecker.
Yeah.
I had to remember what animal he was.
Woody, what is he?
Yeah, what? Is he a
Woody
pigeon? Woody Woodpecker the pigeon?
Woody Sparrow.
Classic Sparrow.
Damn.
But
AAA, they need to be better on those buy rounds, if I'm honest. That's the better way of looking at it, because, what, 6-1 up? They then win the pistol in the second half as well. They go 12-6 up. And then from there, they get 1 round of the last, what was it, last 12 rounds or something? You know, that's not good enough, really.
It really isn't. It just isn't going to allow them to win the matchups, and they don't. They go down. So 16 to 13 scoreline in favor of aTTaX. They crush their way through them, and it's a bit scary. The group's now kind of setting themselves in stone as we get into that last matchup. Obviously, there's 1 more round of best of 1s to come, and that will give us the final block, the overview of the sides we can look at. But for the meantime, let's check out some of the replays from that matchup and reminisce about the plays we had there, Ben.
Yeah, so Metal, I mean, early on, they got bailed out as well. That's the thing, right? So AAA, there was a 1v4, there was a 1v3. I think there was another 1v4 as well in that first half just from AAA in their favor. Imagine that goes the other way, this round especially, right? If aTTaX were to have won that round, they might have gone even further with it. AAA were lucky to be that close, if I'm honest, looking back at it. I can't help but feel like aTTaX could have won this by, what, 16-8?
Yeah, a lot of the rounds were just, you know, clutches, really. And that entire first half, as you said, was huge rounds that aren't repeatable. And that's a big point in CS, is repeatable rounds.
Yeah.
And that's not something that we saw coming out from AAA. Also, overconfidence is the biggest killer, and Metal definitely needs to calm down a little. But let's check out the rest of these replays. We're back in with the final round of best of 1s. That is up next. You will not want to miss it, as we almost have our team set for Poznan. In the meantime, we'll leave you with this.